clutch three.
It's what we drew up. No, I mean, it's like Evan, we've talked about it, he's just not scared. He's been working his tail off on his threes, so he had an opportunity, had the courage, and knocked it down.
Donovan, 32 minutes, 4 of 13, 12 points. How did you think he was moving?
I thought he was okay. I think, there's rust, obviously, from just not having played full-speed NBA basketball. This is a tough team to play against because they do play with so much pace and so much tempo. But, again, I thought he did the things that he needed to do. The 8 assists, still draws the gravity, still found his teammates. His presence matters late in games. The way they guard him, right? They just send so many bodies towards him and tilt their defense towards him, which opens up other things for other people. But I thought he was good. Again, he's going to take some time. But again, he made it through clean. We expect him to just keep getting better and better as he gets more reps.
Jimmy,
I had a big conversation with Jericho to not have him play most of the fourth quarter.
There was no conversation. I haven't had time to have a conversation with him.
What was the rationale behind that?
I just thought the smaller group, with George on the floor was really good. I thought Evan was good in the pocket. The spacing that it created, it just opened up the floor for us a little bit. Jared understands that, he's closed many games for us, and other guys haven't. So on any given night, whatever's working to help the team win, Jared's willing to sacrifice that and do that for the group.
To your point, I think George is shooting, got to be like 47% from three this month now. What kind of groove is he in? How confident is he playing right now?
42% for his career, you know what I mean? So we know he's a sticker. Just a matter of, again, him finding his spots, his teammates knowing when to get him the ball. But he's got a ratchet. So every time he touches it, it leaves his hands. We expect it to go.
JV, you had 7 players in double figures tonight. Just touch on the balanced scoring that you got up and down your lineup.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to share the ball. We don't want to be, individually dominant in one spot. Like, teams can load up to that, can take that away. That's something that we've been trying to grow throughout the year. And again, Kobe and Gans and Weems and those guys have put a lot of talent on this floor, on this team, and guys that can beat you in different ways. So if you're moving the basketball, sharing the basketball, teams are going to have to pick. And, most of the time it's going to be a bad decision if we keep sharing it and get it to the open man.
And on the defensive end, you guys really seem to do a good job attacking their passing lanes, deflecting the passes, and that just, what did you see going into the game? You felt like that was something you could really exploit on the defense.
I give a ton of credit to Darius. Darius is the head of the snake out there defensively, and he did a phenomenal job tonight on Maxey, making Maxey's life extremely difficult. And I think guys saw that. And that's typically how it goes when you see your point guard or the guy who's picking the ball up most of the night, being aggressive, being active. Everybody else kind of behind steps that up. So I give a ton of credit to Darius tonight for setting the tone defensively.
Spencer Davies. With Evan, the way that he played defense tonight, just covering the ground that he did, and also the technique and his verticality. Can you just speak upon that? You've seen the hard
right.
times.
He's elite at that. I think every time he steps on the floor, he has the ability to dominate the painted end and make things extremely difficult. He can shut down the paint defensively, and we know his ability to switch and guard guys on the perimeter. But his ability, and I think what separates him, and I don't think he gets enough credit for this, he is able to do it without fouling. Right? He's very rarely in foul trouble. Because he's always early to his spot and his technique is so sound.
And then with Max and George, just the way that they were able to kind of come off of those screens and attack, just getting to the hole. That's just obviously another area you guys can use in the offensive game, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we want guys to make the right basketball play. And if you're going to guard guys in a position where you're going to chase them, and that's the gravity that they carry, then the right thing to do is just play off the catch, get to the paint, see if we can create those easy ones.
Joe G.
Third straight double-double for Darius. Can you just talk about how well he's seeing the floor right now and running the team?
Yeah, that's obviously who Darius is. And Darius, which is awesome about him, is like he finds joy in making his teammates better. He's not a guy that feels like he has to do it on his own and he has to, create for himself. first. Like, he's so selfless and willing to sacrifice of himself to make his teammates better.
And 4 more 3-pointers for Sam tonight. How important has he been? Just consistency.
Yeah, I mean, it adds an extra dynamic, and you have to keep a body on him. So it basically eliminates a guy from rotation. And if you do make a mistake, he's heady enough to find the gap. And again, keep preaching it, but his teammates do the job of finding him when he's open.
Coach, I'm sorry we already spoke on this, but Evan Mobley shooting that three, making that three, he's been working on that a lot since he's been out. What have you seen the growth from him and the amount of confidence he had when he took that shot tonight?
I mean, it's belief in self, but a willingness to put yourself out there at the same time. To have the courage to take that shot in that moment just speaks to him. Like, he is the ultimate competitor, the ultimate winner. He's willing to do whatever it takes, to help us win, and he's just not afraid of the moment.
Jared Allen also being, you guys kind of allowed a lot of offensive rebounds tonight, but Jared Allen having 2 huge ones at the end of the game, he consistently comes through for you guys. You call him dependable. Is there anything else you can talk about for him?
Without repeating myself, no. I think I've spoken, as highly about an individual as I can about Jared Allen. He's one of my most favorite guys that I've coached since I've been in the league, and I've coached a lot of people. He doesn't complain. He doesn't ask for anything. He just goes out and does whatever you ask him to do every single night, and he does it at a high level.
Joe B.
Going back to what we were talking about before the game, about the sort of the urgency of the moment and everything. I don't usually ask questions like this, but how important was tonight's win given the road trip that you have coming and just what you had gone through?
Yeah, I think it was a big one for us. And typically, unlike you, I don't like to pinpoint, signature and all that type of stuff that people say about wins. But this is a momentum opportunity for us. We're going on a tough trip. There's no doubt about it. But what I know about this group is we've shown time and time again that we can rise to the moment. So it's going to be a tough trip, but it's going to be a fun one for us to go out and compete against teams that are fighting and scratching just like we are, and help prepare us for where we're trying to get to ultimately.
Yes, no, around the coach.